Welcome back to CCS and Sons Workshop. It's too hot for flannels, but let's get to work anyways. My dad recently gave me this 1950s Craftsman table saw, and while I'm really excited to get to work using it on projects, the top was in sore need of some maintenance and love. So in this video I'm going to show you how I took it from pretty rusty and damaged and refinished it to a nice shiny usable surface again. In order to refinish the cast iron top, I had done a bit of research on the internet about what had worked as far as techniques and materials for other people. So I gathered a variety of materials, different grades of steel wool, Scotch-Brite, a magic eraser, wire brush, of course elbow grease, WD-40, and paint thinner. Once it was all finished and shiny, I applied a coat of paste wax over the top to give it a nice, slick, usable surface. So one of the first things I did was apply a good coat of paint thinner across the entire surface, and then use a razor blade to scrape off as much of the rust and external imperfections as possible. Next I had to go with the coarsest grit steel wool that I could find. And now I'm switching to the wire brush. This whole project really was a learning experience of what techniques and products worked best for this. And here's an overview of the progress so far. You'll notice I'm really only working on one side of the table, and that was because I wanted to get a good comparison of the side I'm working on versus the original rusty side. There's the good spot right there I just finished up. Next up I tried a pad of Scotch-Brite with the paint thinner as a lubricant and solvent. I'm making some progress so far, but this is definitely not a project if you're looking for quick results. At this point, I got smart and I used my mouse sander on top of the Scotch-Brite pad. I thought I'd take another go with the steel wool and WD-40, but this time I put it underneath a Scotch-Brite pad and used the mouse sander again. I've been making some progress so far, but a lot of imperfections still remained. So I thought I would try very gently at first with the actual sandpaper on the sander. I used a 80 grit and it really worked well at taking out the blemishes. I tried to be pretty careful with this and go evenly over the table, as this could actually remove enough metal to make slight indentation. So I tried to be very even and purposeful when I was using the sander on the metal. But using actual sandpaper had by far the best results. So if you start a project like this with a severely rusted tabletop, you might just start right from the beginning with sandpaper. Otherwise, if it's not too bad, you may use some of the more mild techniques that I did, like the steel wool. I thought just for fun I would try the magic eraser and see if it did anything. Not much. Don't waste your time with that. I went back to the sandpaper to finish the top, and I did one whole pass with the 80 grit and another with the 180 grit. On the side that I hadn't touched yet, I did start back with the steel wool underneath the sander first to get some of the bigger stuff off, and then went and used the sandpaper. It's finally starting to look like some real progress. At this point, I applied a rubbing compound across the entire surface of the table saw with the variable speed polisher. Once I had done the rubbing compound and essentially cut down the top, then I applied a polish using the same technique. And now the polish. The very last step was to apply a layer of paste wax across the entire tabletop. This helps it provide a slick surface for moving your materials, but also protects the raw cast iron from rusting in the future. And there you have it, a nice new clean, shiny, slick cast iron tabletop on this old table saw. And here's one final before and after shot, just really to show what a difference this made. Really pleased with how this turned out. I hope I extended the life of this table saw for another 70 years or so. That'd be pretty awesome. Looking forward to all kinds of projects in the future using this saw. Thank you as always for watching CCS and Sons. We really appreciate it. And give us a like and subscribe if you haven't already. And we'll see you on the next video.